So black men don't influence society. Is your
I'm
thought
not
process?
understanding what your. I'm saying what does your concern? Pause. I'm white. I'm saying what does your concern for black women? Because we understand that black men can influence a lot. Matter of fact, black men could have influenced the entire NFL if they stood with Colin Kaepernick. Did they do it? No. So what I'm saying is they could have, they can have, they could have, they should have, but do they have? No. Because when it comes to standing together and being about something nowadays, I'm not seeing it.
Specifically because I said I've been seeing 3 tweets, but let's say the people have been getting stuff from the Wayback Machine. I'm curious, what have they been getting, and what is that? What has that been saying? Because my hunch is that she said certain things, and that people are responding on how they felt when she said it versus what she actually said. Right? That's just my hunch, right? Because I haven't been able to. People haven't been sending me. I just been seeing the same 3 vanilla tweets, right? And I guess I'll take my turn in general. I remember when Kevin Samuels passed, and I remember all of the things that women were saying about him, and how during that moment, I thought like how distasteful that was, and like where are we at this point if people feel like they can drag people who just passed based on disagreeing with them, and maybe they said some things that are distasteful that might seem mean sometimes, right? And I completely understand the perspective of men right now, whereas you feel like we can get some get back, and we feel like, we're gonna let them have it. I totally understand that perspective. However, I asked myself, okay, what did she say or do that's unforgivable? Right? Like, what are the things that she said that's just unforgivable? And I can't seem to find anything that I would, at least me, that I would have considered unforgivable. Because I think when people pass, like small things, like little petty small things and stuff like that, differences, you kind of, put that to the side. And I think that as men, at least the men who consider ourselves to be leaders and who, we talk that shit. I know I do. I talk that shit, right? I don't want to do what women do in order to stick it to them. And I think that it would make a lot more sense. And I think that what we need to do as leaders, personally, I think we need to forgive her. I just do personally. So anybody who feels like, you said this about black men, so I'm gonna turn the blind eye. This ain't our fight, which I want from Walmart. I think we need to forgive her. I think we need to forgive her for saying black men embarrass us every day. All those type of things, because we leaders, and it sucks, right? That we gotta be the bigger people. It sucks that we got to be the ones that be like, to put in the past. But it is what it is, because I feel like I'm a leader, and I think her family needs help. And I think I don't want to. If there is potentially a murderer out there, I don't want him going loose. I think it should be investigated a little deeper. I think they do need another autopsy and all that type of stuff. So, just how I feel.
Real quick, Pretty, we got to you in a second. I wanted to let Marissa and Day go first.
Well, I feel like a lot of this too, and also sorry, I'm first time here, so kind of gonna just
Welcome.
all this. But hi, thanks. But I just from hearing everyone, I think the thing that just stuck out to me most is just and I forget who's, I think multiple have said it in regards of like the amount of coverage and investigation, because I do think there is, when you see like the typical person who gets more attention when there is a crime committed, there's can be more investigation for people versus others. And I think that's a point that stuck out to me. And I think so true that there probably wasn't enough an investigation or attention to the case that there should be. So I don't know, that's what kind of stuck out to me.
So Mark, let me clarify my point for you. If you are online disparaging black men, if you're online disparaging black women, as a black person, and you get killed by the race that you're uplifting or you feel connected to, my empathy does not exist. I'm gonna keep it real. If something happened to, let's say, buddy from Myron Gang, if something happened to him, you're not gonna see me on here crying and feeling sorry, and I'm gonna get some gummy bears from the gas station. That's how I feel about that shit, to keep it asleep. And be a leader, I'm not gonna uphold or forgive anybody that I feel is is so that feels like attacking my ethnic group is a good idea, or you know, she spends her time making, even if they like subtle jabs, and you choose to highlight an interracial relationship while making subtle jabs at black people, and something happened to you, that's just what it is, you know. I don't give a fuck, and nothing y'all gonna say gonna make me care. So if your point, it's just not. It is what it is.
So this is the thing, right? To let's say you bring up Myron Gaines. I completely understand what Myron Gaines. It'll be a lot harder for somebody to forgive him, right? However, I just keep asking, like, what else is out there that she's been saying, right? And y'all don't gotta find it, right? Y'all can say, oh, you know, just look it up, right? Y'all can keep telling me to just look it up and find something, but I'm just curious, what else? Like, where's this coming from?
Pretty, I know you wanted to respond too. You
Oh, did they
she got
leave?
jumped.
Okay.
Who are you gonna say something to?
I think I lost my train of thought.
It's
okay.
Yeah, we could always come back. Toya, you had anything else on it before we end up switching it up? No. Oh damn, she likes that.
If I can add some, Trev. Go ahead, Pretty.
Go ahead.
No worries. So then let me just go ahead and chime in here. Let me say this. Nobody cares about your concern. And the reason why, I'm going to say it this way. What has your concern done for Black women? How has your concern protected Black women? What has been the return on investment for your concern? Has there been a time that your concern for Black women has actually helped her stay alive, helped her keep an apartment, helped her protect her kids, helped her put food on the table? What does your concern do exactly? Because when we sit here and talk about I don't have empathy, it is in us not to have empathy for each other. That's a part of this whole system. So whenever a Black woman gets harmed, if you're weak, you're just going to say, I'm not going to have concern because guess what? My concern is cheap anyway. It can't produce anything. But here's what I will say, right? When George Floyd was unalived and we found out that he wasn't the best dad, he was possibly on smugs, may have committed a couple crimes here and there, that did not change Black women's support level, not one bit. In all actuality, there were more Black men who said, oh, well, actually, forget it, because it turns out he was a criminal. Black women still stood 10 toes down behind that man, right? And was able to shift a crap ton in the political and corporate arena behind that. So our concern does something. My question is, what does your concern do? Has there been a time where Black men's concern for Black women has shifted anything? Like what does your concern do? Because all you're going to do is sit by and say, I don't care, because you know, if you did care, you couldn't do anything anyway. So you have to say you don't care to save face.
That's fair. So Pretty, let me ask you this. Your concern means something to who? Who is the group that your concern is swaying?
So you want to answer my question with a question?
Oh, well, to answer your question, my concern has kept hundreds of people out of eviction court. It's kept hundreds of people in their apartments. It's made sure that my kids and my wife have a place to live. It's made sure that I've been an active father. It's made sure that I've assisted with basketball and those type of things. It's made sure on an actual interpersonal level. If you're talking about systematic, I'm not changing the system. You are correct when you say that. Now, let me ask you this. Who is the group that you're representing when you say, with our concern, our concern matters to them so much that it changed the system? What group was that, Pretty? Who are you speaking about?
Our concern matters to them?
When you're saying that Black men's concerns don't matter, but Black women's concerns matter and move things, who are you speaking about Black women moving?
Black women.
Who are they moving, I'm saying? Who
Black
exactly?
women mobilizing their impact will impact others. That's how that works. When you understand your impact and you mobilize that impact, it tends to make a shift. You remember when Black women stopped supporting Target and they pulled back and Target lost billions and billions of dollars? That is what happens when Black women have mobilized time and time again. This is not something that, if you study and you understand how any of this has worked, you will know that whenever Black women mobilize behind anything, things shift. So you're saying, who's my audience? My audience is Black women, right?
No. You said that there something changes based off of that. So who is the group that's changing? I'm just curious who you're speaking to.
I just said it. I said in the political and
so Black women by themselves are changing society, and no one is assisting them. And this is just them going on changing.
Did I say no one is assisting?
I'm asking you, and you're not giving me an adequate person.
Right?
Who's changing it?
Do you say that there's an instigator that kind of starts things, especially when there's movements and things that need to start, that there's typically one person who sparks it or a group that sparks it and it continues to kind of matriculate out? Would you say that that's how that tends to work?
My question to you is, who are they influencing to do change? Because you said that Black men have no influence to change. Who are they influencing and who aren't Black men influencing is my question. Because you made that statement. So I'm trying to quantify what you actually mean by that. Society. Because you say society?
Yes, and
so Black men don't influence society is your thought process.
Understanding what I'm saying, what does your concern pause, MOA. I'm saying, what does your concern for Black women? Because we understand that Black men can influence a lot. Matter of fact, Black men could have influenced the entire NFL if they stood with Colin Kaepernick. Did they do it? No. So what I'm saying is they could have, they can have, they could have, they should have, but do they have? No. Because when it comes to standing together and being about something nowadays, I'm not seeing it. So what I'm saying to you is, what does your concern for Black women, artists, what does your concern do? Why are you all not standing behind Adriana Smith's husband as he fights for custody in the state of Georgia against his posthumous girlfriend? You see what I'm saying? Like, where is y'all coming together to make political change? Where is it? Where's your coming together to make change for Black women? So my point is specific to Black women. You're now trying to extend it out further.
So what I was trying to understand was who you were saying Black women are affecting. I guess you're going to stick with society. I thought you were going to say like power structures or the people in charge of those things. And if you were trying to say the white men in charge of those things, then you highlighting the relationship between Black women and white men is kind of akin to what she was doing. The girl who was making the post. So I was hoping we would get there, but okay, I'll digress. I'll digress. Let me just say this. I'll digress and say this.
Yeah, sure.
I think it would be false to say Black men don't have influence when the whole damn world act like us or emulate us at every damn turn. You know, I think that would be kind of foolish to say, but I don't think that's what you were saying. I think when you talk about the societal swing, I think that's a lot of propaganda, because the DEI that came forth as a result of George Floyd, that ain't help you. That ain't help me. That shit went to white women. The movements that got pushed, the majority of DUI recipients were white women. Same with affirmative action. That shit went to white women. So this whole Black women is changing. That's like Democrat propaganda talking points. When essentially all they do is put that battery in your back to push things that's gonna be anti-Black family, and sit up here and stand up talking about I'm the backbone of the Black community. The backbone to support mobile abortion vehicles and get on here and no.
DEI did not come from George Floyd.
No.
Diversity, equity, inclusion has been a part of corporate structures for decades. DEI did not come from George Floyd. So this is already letting me know that you don't know what you're talking about, right? Yes, affirmative action and a lot of DEI policies have primarily benefited white women, but those things did not come from George Floyd. Like, are we really that daft, or?
Didn't I tie them together? I said DEI and affirmative action. I used multiple set-aside programs that were influential that Black people had died for, that you say Black women moved the needle for, that benefited another ethnic group.
It's been around for decades. Didn't come from him.